right now. Even if your mind is racing forward, even if your hand is already reaching to scroll, just freeze. You didn't turn on this video by chance. You might think, it's just a coincidence, just a random video in my feed. But deep in your heart, you feel it's a sign. A sign from those who stand behind you, from those who are no longer on this earth but still hold the threads of your destiny. If you are watching these words, it means you need to hear them. Not tomorrow, not when you have time, but now. Because what I'm about to say can explain why your life is unfolding this way and not another. Why some doors close on you, even when you knock on them with desperation. Why you lose things that, it seemed, were meant to be yours. Why happiness, love, or money seem to slip through your fingers. Have you ever wondered why tragedy repeats itself in your family from generation to generation? Why your father was broken by the very same thing that's breaking you now? Why your mother cried about the same thing you're crying about today? This isn't just a coincidence. It's not just a matter of character or that's how things happened. There is a force that moves through a bloodline, like a shadow, like an underground river. It's unseen, but it nourishes every branch of the family tree. This is a family curse. But don't be so quick to think of it as a fairy tale. Fairy tales were created by people to hide the truth. And the truth is far more terrifying. A family curse isn't an ancient spell with black candles and incantations in strange languages. It's an energy. It's a knot tied where one of your ancestors went against the law of the universe, where greed won over love, where betrayal became more valuable than honor, where a curse escaped a mother's lips and it didn't just vanish into thin air, it dug its way into the blood. And if you feel that your life is being pulled down by an invisible weight, if you see the same mistakes repeating over and over, if you notice that wealth doesn't stick around in your family, relationships fall apart, health fades, this is not your personal fault. This is a mark. This is the ancestral seal. You can deny it. You can say, I am the master of my own destiny. But be honest. Why then have you been struggling for decades and yet there's still a void inside? Why do you work harder than others but get less? Why do people in your life leave, betray you, or drain your energy? This is the first whisper of the curse. It doesn't scream. It doesn't hurl lightning from the sky. It whispers into your blood. You are unworthy. You can't. You will repeat their mistakes and you believe it, even if you don't want to admit it. Listen carefully. A family curse is not a story about mystics in dark monasteries. It's about your life, about your tears on the pillow, about your debts, about your arguments, about your sleepless fear. And that's not all. Because a curse has signs, clear, like black marks on the skin of destiny. And if you recognize even one of them, it means you are already bound. If you watch this video to the end, you will understand what most people never realize. You will see 5 signs that will show you are already carrying the weight of someone else's mistakes, someone else's pain, someone else's choices. But be prepared. The truth won't be sweet. It will sting, like a burning spark on your palm. It might make you see not only your face in the mirror, but the faces of those whose pain still lives in your heart. Are you ready? Then follow me. For what you are about to hear will not leave you the same. You think the pain you carry is yours. Number. This pain is older than your memories. It originated at the moment your grandfather made a choice, when your great-grandmother shed tears, when someone in your family, in despair, cursed themselves or their loved ones. A family curse isn't mysticism from books. It's a loop that was tied long ago, and it has tightened around the neck of all the descendants. And you may not believe in it. But be honest, haven't you seen the same troubles repeating over and over again? Your father went bankrupt, and you lose money in the same way. Even when you work to exhaustion, your mother was unhappy in her marriage, and your relationships fall apart, as if someone invisible is slicing them with a sharp knife. Someone in the family suffered from an illness, and you feel that destiny is slipping you the same pain, the same diagnosis, as if your body remembers what you don't. It's as if not only blood flows through your veins, but a poisonous shadow as well. And every day, this poison drips into your soul. It doesn't kill you immediately. It makes things worse. It robs you of hope. You work toward a goal, and suddenly what you built for years collapses. You find love, and suddenly that person leaves, even after swearing an eternal vow. You save money, and it disappears like sand through your fingers. This shadow knows how to hide. It knows how to whisper with the voices of your ancestors. You are not worthy of wealth. You are not meant for happiness. All the men in our family cheated, and your husband will too. All the women in our family suffered, and you will suffer too. Everyone was sick, and you can't escape it. Words become anchors, and anchors pull the ship of destiny down into the depths where there is no light. And that's not all. The curse feeds on your fear. Every time you think, what if I repeat their fate too? That thought becomes a reality. It's like you're locking the door to the future yourself, pushing the bolt from the inside, and saying, I agree. Listen carefully. The danger of a family curse is that it doesn't live outside. It lives inside you. It doesn't come from other people's words. It's born in your heart when you accept someone else's pain as your own. Imagine there is a mirror in your house. You look into it and you see not your face but the face of someone who is long gone. Their wrinkles become yours. Their bitterness becomes yours. Their failures rest on your shoulders like stone blocks. And you think, this is my destiny. But this is not your destiny. This is someone else's path that you have taken upon your shoulders. And as long as you walk on it, you are not walking on your own. And now the most frightening part. A curse does not stop at one generation. If it is not stopped, it goes on. It passes to your children. And one day you look at your son or daughter and see they are repeating your pain. They are following in your footsteps as if someone is forcing them. You can close your eyes. You can say, no, it will be different for them. But if the same voice that spoke in your mother, your father, your grandparents sounds inside you, that voice will one day sound in their hearts as well. This is why it is dangerous. A family curse is not just your pain, it's a chain. And if it is not broken, it will stretch further. If you watch to the end, you will learn 5 signs by which you can understand that this shadow is already upon you. And if you recognize even one of these signs, it means you have a choice, curse or freedom. But for now, just look at your life. Remember all your falls. Remember the moments when you were close to happiness and it slipped away. Remember your mother's tears. Remember the story of your family. Do you already feel the cold behind your back? It's no accident. Listen, I'll tell you a story. It's as old as the mountains, but it holds the key to understanding what a family curse is. In ancient Tibet, there lived a master named Jampa. He was known throughout the villages because he could see what was hidden from others. People came to him with their troubles. Someone lost all their possessions. Someone couldn't start a family. Someone fell ill in the prime of life. They all said the same thing. Master, I try. I live right. I work hard. I pray. But my life still falls apart. Why? And Jampa would close his eyes each time and listen not to their words, but to the breath of their lineage. He would say, you did not come alone. Your fathers and mothers stand behind you. Their voices sound within you. Their actions live in your blood. And until you find out what they left you as an inheritance, you will repeat their steps. One day a young woman came to him, but her face was like old parchment, wrinkled with sorrow. She carried a child in her arms, thin, pale, with eyes that held no light. The woman fell at the master's feet and cried out, Master, save my son. I don't know what's wrong with him. The doctors just shrug. No matter how hard I work, there's never enough money. My husband left me for another, and I'm all alone. Why is all this happening to me? Jampa looked at the child and saw, not just his weak body, he saw a shadow. Dark, heavy, like a storm cloud. This shadow stretched from far away. The master took the woman's hand, closed his eyes and said, You are carrying a curse. It began long before you were born, the woman sobbed. But what for? And then Jampa told her an ancient parable. A long, long time ago, a woman lived in a family. She loved her husband, but he betrayed her and left for another. Hatred was born in her heart. She went out at night to the mountain where the monks lit fires for prayers, and she screamed into the sky, May no man in my family ever be happy in marriage. May every woman know my pain. May no one find joy if I have lost it. Her words were like arrows filled with poison. They flew up into the sky and fell back to the earth, into the very soil, soaked into the roots of trees, into stones, into the earth, into the water. And from that day on, every child born into her family carried this mark. The men could not remain faithful. The women cried at night. The children were born weak. Money slipped away, like a river disappearing underground. And no one understood why. For the curse was not written on the walls. It lived in their blood. When Jampa finished, the woman cried even harder. So we are all doomed? The master shook his head. No. A curse is a knot. It can be untied, But first, you must see that it exists. If you are blind, you will forever walk in a circle. He gave her a task. Every night, when everyone was asleep, she was to light a small lamp and whisper words of gratitude to everyone who came before her, even to those who betrayed, even to those who cursed. Because gratitude is the wind that unties the tightest knot. The woman did this for 40 days, and on the 40th day, her son laughed for the first time. His eyes shone with the light that had not been there since birth. This story is not a fairy tale, it's a mirror. Listen carefully. If there is unhealed pain in your lineage, it can become your anchor. If one of your ancestors let out words filled with poison into the sky, they can fall on you like cold rain. And that's not all. You can be carrying a curse and not even know it. It can hide under the guise of your habits, under your fears, under your choices. But if you watch to the end, I will show you 5 signs by which you will know this shadow is already within you. And then you will have a chance to see the invisible and become free. Close your eyes for a second. Take a breath. Listen to the silence. In that silence, you will hear more than in the noise of the world. There where there are no words, no excuses, no habitual, it's a coincidence. That's just how it happened. That's life. There in the silence, the truth is born. And now, pay close attention. There are 5 signs by which you can know that a family curse has already woven its roots into your destiny. But first, I want you to ask yourself a question. Is my life really mine? Or am I just repeating someone else's path? You might think, I choose for myself. But listen deeper. If you were completely free, would you keep making the same mistakes over and over? Would you repeat the failures of your father or mother? Would your fears be so similar to the fears of your grandparents? And that's not all. A curse doesn't always come like a bolt of lightning. It's like a slow poison. It hides in the little things, in coincidences, in patterns that repeat. And if you don't know how to read these signs, you will think everything is fine. Until one day you find yourself in the dark. Sign 1. Repeating scenarios. You look at your family and see. Destinies are similar, like reflections in the water. Your grandfather went bankrupt, your father lost his home, and you are also facing debt. Your grandmother became a widow young, your mother cried about betrayal her whole life, and you yourself choose the same kind of man. This is not a coincidence. This is a path trodden by pain, and if you walk it, know this. The shadow of your family is already guiding you. Sign 2. Someone else's pain in sleep and waking life. You have dreams where the deceased visit you. You wake up with a feeling of heaviness, as if someone has walked across your chest. You hear other people's voices, other people's fears inside you. Sometimes you catch yourself saying phrases that your father or mother used to say, the very ones you wanted to escape. This means their pain lives within you. Sign 3. Money doesn't stay. You earn money, but wealth slips away. As soon as you have money in your hands, something happens. Illness, an accident, losing your job. Money seems to repel your energy. This means that at a family level, someone once vowed to live in poverty. Someone betrayed for gold, and now the very energy of wealth cannot stay in your life. Sign 4. The inability to build a family. You want love. You dream of a home where there will be light. But every time you get close to it, everything falls apart. People leave, cheat, deceive. You are left alone. This is not because you are unworthy. It's because there is a vow of suffering, a vow of loneliness in your family that pulls new generations along. Sign 5. Illness without a reason. You go to doctors and they just shrug. Everything is normal. But your body hurts. Your soul hurts. Illnesses repeat as if someone else's pain has entered your bones. You are not only carrying your own life, you are carrying the diseases of your ancestors. Listen carefully. If even one of these signs resonates with you, it means the curse is already touching your destiny. These are not just words. It's like a shadow that falls on your shoulder on a hot day. You don't see it, but you feel the cold. You can continue to convince yourself that everything is a coincidence, that poverty is just a result of circumstances, that loneliness is your choice, that illnesses are genetic. But ask yourself, isn't it strange that everything repeats as if someone wrote the script of your life long before you were born? And now the most important thing. A family curse doesn't feed on your money, it feeds on your belief in it. Every time you say, "This is just how it is in our family," it's like you are signing a contract with this shadow. Every time you give up and say, "I guess this is my destiny," you give it power. But if you watch to the end, you will learn that these 5 signs are not a verdict. They are just signs. They are doors. And if you know the door, it means you can find the key. Remember, even the tightest knot can be untied. The only question is, are you ready to see it? Are you ready to admit that there is something in your life that is pulling you down? Are you ready to say, I don't want to repeat others' mistakes. I choose my own path. For in the next part, I will reveal what everyone is afraid of. I will tell you where the real power of the curse is hidden and why it works. Do you think it's your ancestors who are holding you back? Number. The truth is scarier. Listen carefully. What I'm about to say may knock the ground out from under you. It may seem frightening, but only by accepting it can you break out of the circle that has stretched for centuries. Do you think a family curse is a punishment imposed by someone from the outside? That some external force came and bound your family? Number. That is a deception. The most subtle, the most cruel deception of the universe. The truth is that a curse only works when you believe in it, not because it disappears if you turn away, but because its roots are in your consciousness, in your blood, in your thoughts. Imagine a river that flows from a mountain. Its current can be directed by stones. One of your ancestors placed the stones in such a way that the water flowed into an abyss, and generation after generation, people follow that water. They believe there is no other way. This is how the river flows. This is how it should be. But this is not a law. It's just a habit. And that's not all. The main deception is that we accept someone else's pain as our own truth. We call it karma. We say, it's always been this way. And at that moment, we weave ourselves into the knot. The universe is not a cruel judge. It's a mirror. It only reflects what you carry inside. If fear lives within you, it will show you situations where that fear is confirmed. If the belief, money is not for me, lives within you, it will create circumstances in which money will slip away. If the phrase, all men betray, lives within you, it will bring you exactly the people who will confirm those words. Do you see? A curse is not a punishment that falls on you from above. It's seeds sown in your family that continue to sprout within you. In one Tibetan book it is said, what you call destiny is nothing more than the shadow of thoughts that you once accepted as truth. This is the trap. You think it's reality, but it's only a reflection. You think there is a seal on you, but it's only a pattern drawn by someone else's hand. You think a curse is a force you cannot resist, but in reality, it's your own belief that you are powerless. And here lies the danger. As long as you believe in this deception, it will be real. As long as you repeat the phrases of your lineage, they will become your loss. As long as you look at the world through the eyes of your ancestors, you will not see your own path. But listen, this is not the end. The main deception of the universe can be destroyed. The shadow can dissipate. The knot can be untied. The curse can be stopped. To do this, you need to understand a simple but terrifying truth. You are not your ancestors. You are the door through which they continue to live. And if you close that door, they lose their power. But to close it, you must do what they did not. You must stop feeding the shadow. You must stop believing that someone else's pain is your destiny. And this is where the most important part begins. In the next section, I will tell you exactly what you need to do. How to replace the habit of pain with the habit of light. How to perform a ritual that will cleanse your heart and free your path. If you watch to the end, you will receive a key. And this key is not made of gold or iron. It is made of your choice. And only you decide whether the curse will remain in your family or end with you. Now, take a breath. Feel the strength rising in your chest. This is not yet freedom, but it is the first step toward it. You have heard the signs. You have understood. A family curse is not only the story of your ancestors, it is a knot in your own soul. And now the main question arises, what to do about it? You can close your eyes and say, I don't believe it. But the shadow won't disappear because of that. You can pray day and night, but if fear lives within you, it will grow. You can work until you sweat, but if your blood carries the seal of poverty, money will slip away. So how do you get free? So how do you break this cycle? Listen carefully. There are 3 steps, 3 paths you need to walk to untie the knot. Without them, everything will remain as it was. Step 1. Acknowledge and name it. The shadow lives in silence. It feeds on the fact that no one calls it by its name. Imagine there is a beast in a dark room. As long as you turn away, it grows. But if you light a lamp, the beast shrinks. It's the same here. Take a sheet of paper. Write down everything that repeats in your family. Poverty, illnesses, divorces, betrayals, fears. Write honestly. Write everything, even what you're ashamed of. This is the first step, to name the shadow. When you look your pain in the face, it ceases to be all-powerful. Step 2. Gratitude and letting go. You might hate your ancestors for what they left you. You might be angry that they passed this burden on to you. But as long as you are angry, you are bound to them. The curse holds you not because it is stronger, but because you are holding on to it yourself. Your task is to be grateful. Yes, that's right. Be grateful for what was, even for the pain, because a lesson is hidden within it. Because each of them, even when making mistakes, was searching for the light. Because without them, you would not exist. Sit down in the evening, light a candle, close your eyes and say, I am grateful to you for life, for experience, for the fact that I am here. But I am returning your pain to you. I am choosing my own path. Don't just say it, feel it. Imagine threads stretching from your heart into the past. Imagine how you gently return them to where they belong and remain free. Step 3. The ritual of cleansing. In Tibet, there is an ancient custom. When a person felt the shadow of their family upon them, they would go to a mountain river. They would take a stone, heavy, cold. They would hold it in their hands and say, this stone is my chains. This stone is what does not belong to me. I carried it for the sake of those who are gone, but now I let it go. Then they would throw the stone into the current. The water would carry it away, and with it, the burden would leave. You can do this in your own way. You don't have to go to a river. You can take an ordinary stone, place it in a jar of water, and leave it overnight under the open sky. In the morning, take it far from your home and leave it there. This will be a sign for your subconscious. This will be a symbol. I no longer carry someone else's pain. And that's not all. The ritual is the beginning. But after it, you must choose every day. Every time you hear the voice inside you, you are unworthy. Reply, that is not my voice. It is an echo. I choose differently. Every time you catch yourself thinking, this is just how it is in our family, say, I am the beginning of a new branch. With me, everything will be different. Replace the habit of pain with the habit of light. A curse is a habit, the habit of living in fear, the habit of believing in failure, the habit of repeating someone else's words. You can replace it with another habit. Every morning, instead of thinking about problems, light a candle or just close your eyes and say, today I choose light. Today I choose my own path. Today I am grateful for what I have and I am open to the new. It may seem simple, but it is the simple things that destroy the darkest knots. Listen again. You don't have to live with this burden. You don't have to repeat someone else's pain. You can be the one who stops the chain. If you watch to the end, I will give you not only the signs and the solution, I will give you fire. The very fire that monks keep in the mountains. The very light that can burn away the darkness of a bloodline. For what lies ahead is the climax. There I will tell you why you are the one chosen. Why it fell to you. A blessing or a test. To break the knot. And what will happen if you take this step. Stop. Don't get distracted. You reached this part for a reason. You have passed through the darkness, through the pain, through stories that made your heart beat faster. And that is already proof. You are one of those who are ready to see the truth. And now, the most important thing. Understand this. A family curse is not a sentence. It's a test, and a test is always given to the one who is able to pass it. You are not a random person. You are the one with whom the knot can be broken. You are the one who can change the path not only for yourself, but for your children, for your grandchildren, for everyone who will yet come into this world through your blood. Imagine an ancient tree. It has been growing on a cliff for hundreds of years. Its roots are intertwined, and among them are black branches, dry, dead, but still holding up the living tree. And then a storm comes. The wind tears off the leaves, the rain pours down on the ground, and it seems the tree will die. But it is the storm that cleanses it. It is the storm that tears off the dry branches. It is the storm that leaves only what is living. So it is with you. What you went through was not a punishment. It was a storm that was preparing you. And that's not all. You think this is all about the past, but in reality it's about the future. The curse is a door, and you are standing on the threshold. On one side is the darkness that will pull you further. into poverty, into illness, into loneliness. On the other is the light, a life in which you choose for yourself. A life where money comes and stays, where love doesn't leave, where children grow up free from ancestral shadows. The only question is, will you enter? Will you dare to take the step? In Tibet, there is a legend. A monk was walking along a mountain path and saw a terrifying demon blocking the way. The demon's teeth gleamed. His eyes blazed with fire. The monk stopped, folded his hands and said, "I see you, but I'm no longer afraid. You are a shadow, and I am light." And at that very moment, the demon disappeared. Only the wind remained, bringing with it the smell of freedom. It is the same with you. The curse is a shadow, but the light within you is stronger than any darkness. When you choose light, the shadow disappears. Remember, your destiny is not a chain. You are not a continuation of someone else's mistakes. You are the beginning of a new lineage. You are the one who can put an end to the lineage of pain and open the gates to the lineage of light. If you have watched this far, it is a sign. You are the very person for whom these words were spoken. And now the universe is extending a key to you. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, "I choose to end someone else's pain. I choose my own path. I choose light." Feel the fire igniting inside your heart. This fire is not an external candle. It is the flame of your soul. It is stronger than any curse. It is capable of burning away the darkness that has lived in your family for centuries. And when you light this fire, your children will walk not into darkness, but into the light. You will give them not a curse, but a blessing. You will become the one who changed everything. But remember, knowledge without action is another deception. You have heard the truth. You have seen the signs. You have received the key. Now decide. Will you leave it on the table to be covered in dust? Or will you pick it up and open the door? Tell me in the comments. Do you recognize these 5 signs in your life? Have you felt that the shadow of your family is touching you? Are you ready to be the one who breaks this chain? Share your experience. Because when you speak aloud, the darkness loses its power. And perhaps your comment will become another key, another door, another salvation for someone else. Remember, if you watch to the end, it means you have already begun the path to liberation. And that means you are no longer like everyone else. You are one who hears. You are one who is ready. You are one who can change destiny. Thus, our story ends, but yours is just beginning.